Hello, everybody. A couple things before we start today. First is this coming Wednesday in New York, July 17th at the Knitting Factory at Baker Falls. I will be performing. I'm going to do a Trey Magnifique show, and the Super Guitar Bros are opening up for me. So come check that out. Tickets are available at bit.ly/TreySGB. The other thing is that this is a call-in show. It's the second ever call-in show we've done, and we had a great time talking to lots of cool people. If you want to know about when these live streams and call-in shows happen in the future, go over to our Patreon at patreon.com/lateandnight. Enjoy the show. Yeah, we're doing it again. We're back, baby.
We're so back, baby.
It's only
it's
2
a
weeks
weekend.
since the last one.
I know. Back in the day,
And you've got some nice background noise.
I do. Back in the day, i.e., 2020, when I used to stream a lot, I did kind of miss it. Not enough to continue doing it again outside of this podcast.
That's right.
But
I forgot you used to you would draw, right? And would you
I
do
would
makeup
draw.
stuff?
I did some gaming. I would do makeup lives on Instagram, and I just don't. It's like we do this. The podcast fulfills whatever need that was. Brian, you're supposedly
yes, I saw that. That's because I was recording saxophone before. There we go. That should be better. Is that better? Stream.
Because I was recording saxophone earlier. Incredible.
Yes, I meant to turn it up and I completely forgot.
Wow.
Okay, great. Is that better?
Yeah, now you're almost a little too loud.
Well, I find that as a man, sometimes I need to amplify my voice a little to make sure that I'm heard.
Right. Yes, of course. Brian, are you going to put the bit.ly on the screen like we talked about?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I might need to redo it because I did this. Is that too big or oppressive or bad looking? It's
slightly
kind of
smaller.
Sucks, right?
Yeah, it does kind of suck.
Okay. Well, hold on. Photoshop. Here we go.
You have to make it in Photoshop?
Ever... I don't know how to do it otherwise. I'm bad at this.
Right.
So I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I can do this real fast. This is exciting. This is good streaming. Live.
Yeah. Well, I think this
Photoshop.
is something that now that we have StreamYard, someone says, can you put it in the description? You should do that also.
On YouTube? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I imagine so you can copy it and not have to type it out.
All right, let's try this.
Because apparently we can both screen share, and I would love to do dueling screen share at some point. I don't know how that would manifest, but some versus photoshopping would be great.
Yeah, I think that would be great. All right, try this. Ready, everybody? That was, for a man of my age, was shockingly fast. Nope, that's the wrong one. Oh, God damn it. It's the same thing. Did it not adjust? Maybe I didn't save it enough. Hold on. I was about to be very pleased. Of course, Leighton, did I export it as a PNG? Yes, I exported it as a PNG. I'm going to try it one more time, and if this one doesn't work...
While you do that, I'm going to retrieve my dog.
Okay, great. Oh, she turned her camera off. All right, we're going to try this one more time. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's see. Thank you for everybody here for bearing... Oh, I see what I did. I added the wrong file. There we go. Let's try this one. This is going to be fun. All right, much smaller. Look at that. So much better. Okay, I'm going to look at the chat real quick. Always a good decision. Let's look at the chat. Here we are. Hello, chat. Rich, who just called me an old man, we are going to talk to you soon, and then I will address you directly about the slander. Did you see Rich commented, old man yells at stream?
I did see that.
See, is this better? This is better, right? The proportions
I think
are a
that
little
is
off,
better,
but...
yeah.
Okay, great. So if you want to call in, the way we're working this, because we have yet to figure out an easy way of doing it, is to you fill out a Google form and then we email you. I know, amazing, right?
High tech. There's also, before we let people in, there is something that we do need to address.
Yes. So Leighton, you have we're known on this show for our up to the minute takes on the latest news. We cover everything from politics to politics, and sometimes we throw in some politics in case that wasn't enough political coverage. Now, you famously, Leighton, you have your hard right takes on pretty much everything. So I'm curious what, from your perspective, has been going on in the political scene over the last week that you said you wanted to talk about.
Well, our latest episode of the show, we had a pretty contentious and heated election year debate about the relative fuckability about different Nintendo characters.
I'm going to just correct you right there. I wouldn't say the fuck. Oh, sorry. Did you say the fuck space ability or the fuckability? Because those are two different things. And I'd say we did the space version.
Just because I said fuckability, you're assuming that it can't have a double meaning. Like what I said was technically correct. Okay,
but which one did you? Because we didn't discuss which were the most fuckable, which is a totally different tier list.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. We're talking about the fuckability, and clearly what I said had a distinct space in it, as everyone who's witnessing heard me do. But as we were discussing the fuckability of various Nintendo
that
characters,
time I heard the space, and I appreciate
I said it the exact same way I said it the first time, Brian. Nintendo released, the Nintendo president says, quote, action must be taken against the inappropriate use of its characters so that its fans, quote, are not made to feel uncomfortable. And I just wanted to take a moment and formally apologize for the statements that we made on our show that led to this unfortunate news item.
Yeah, the timing was, as you said, God tier in a private conversation you asked me not to repeat. Really excellent timing with our show just coming out. Cannot be a coincidence. No. Also, well, my question about this whole thing is, I have made a career to some extent out of discussing these characters and their sexual escapades. So is my livelihood in jeopardy because of this new mandate from Nintendo? I mean, it sounds like they're just talking about it.
Yeah,
but
this is an investor request that we all know that nobody does those. And also, what's Nintendo going to do about it? Like, we're posting Toadette feet, whether you like it or not.
That reminds me, I have to schedule something.
Very funny timing. Incredible. Sorry that we are personally responsible for all Bowsette fan art getting axed.
Now, I have a question for you. It's been a few days since this episode came out, and a little bit longer since we recorded it. Do you have any further thoughts on this tier list? Any regrets? Anything you feel like we should have moved to a different location?
No, I stand by
I
stand by my assertions. I will say that I downloaded a Civ 6 mod that adds Bowser, Daisy, and Peach as leaders, and it's like fully animated. Like, it's That's really nicely done mod, and they're all really overpowered. So I was in like a forever war against Daisy in a game the other day, and she just was like generating grievances left and right, converting my cities. Disgusting behavior, but I highly recommend it. It's a very fun mod, and I played a game as Peach last night. Super OP, incredible, really enjoyed it.
Oh, great.
Absolutely, link that please. I think it's like Nintendo Leaders Pack on the Steam Workshop. I highly recommend. And also, the best part is that all the units are animated, so it's like little toads and toadettes, and when you get the Rock Band promotion, like the Rock Band unit, they animated the little toads in a Rock Band. It's so cute.
That's incredible.
I hate using Rock Bands as units in Civs because it's such a numbers game, and it becomes like there's a 50% chance that they'll die unless you get the right promotion. You can do like policy card futzing, so that doesn't happen. They're a really finicky, expensive unit. But I have
one of those as well. Sorry.
I just kept cranking those out. just so I could see
Except
the
for
little toads play
expensive.
guitar.
And finicky.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to email someone to call in, and I'm doing bits at the same time.
Oh, I see.
See, this is the
Okay.
one time I've actually ever done a bit right now. This was the only time.
Everyone take note. Also, thanks for being here
yeah.
on a Sunday to be on this call in. I'm excited to talk to people. I'm also excited for when this is over so I can go back to playing Civ. No shade to anyone. Very happy to be here. But yeah, that's how my weekends have been going.
That's great. Okay. All right. I have emailed our first potential caller.
Wow.
Yeah. I wish there was a way people could just wait on a thing.
I know.
To see it. We'll figure it out. People do this. I mean, Best Show does it.
They do.
And I don't know how. But we're going to... The issue for us here, and what everyone likes to hear, are the technical details about why we can't do things better. And in this case, it's because you can only have so many people backstage at StreamYard at any one time. So we're gonna try this out. And as soon as we see our first person backstage, I'll know this worked. We actually didn't test this.
No, we didn't. Also, welcome to Late at Night with Brian Wack. We didn't test it.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
This is the theme song to the show. All right, that's enough of that. Okay, theme song has been themed.
Did everybody like the new track that Brian wrote for the live stream starting?
Oh yeah, I'll play it
because
again.
I really like it.
I'll play it again right now. I was working on that this morning.
Would you tell everybody what the name of this track is?
I called it Chillin' in the Name of. Yeah, I was very happy with this.
We're just going to chill to it. Why not?
I see our first caller has joined us backstage, so this emailing the link thing has worked.
I can't even see them, so...
That's right. Okay, that's great. Well, should we just... Let's see, I'm going to adjust our... Look at that. Wow, this really works. Look at this.
Doesn't it
Whoa.
automatically accommodate the new person?
I chose to do something where it wouldn't because I wanted to make sure to center someone else's voice. And I couldn't figure out how to do it so that it would make the person big in a way. Right.
Okay.
So let's just dive right in here. Okay, we're going to add our first caller. Please, sweet Jesus, I hope this works and we've not been wasting everybody's time. We are about to be joined here by Rich. And there we are.
Hello.
Hello, Rich.
Hi.
If I turn it sideways, did I just go? Yeah,
No,
I did.
that's-
Okay.
It works.
That's great. That's much
Great.
better. Yes.
Cool. Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing good. Yeah, so Brian, what do you think happens after you die?
After you die or after I die? Because I think they're different things.
I think I meant you, the royal you, as in people in general, but I mean that was a pretty, you got the cross fingers.
Yeah,
Hopefully God exists.
that's right.
Do you
Now,
hope that God exists? Is the rumor
Oh,
coming
God.
out that your PhD has been all your physics training just out the window?
Do I hope that God exists? You know what? Yeah, I kind of do. Because I
The
think it would...
PhD hopes stands for pretty hopeful for deity.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, indeed. I think it would be cool. I would imagine, if there's a God, and let's say, so I think the existence of a God is different than the existence of an afterlife, right? But let's say that they're kind of the same thing at the moment. If that a God implies some kind of afterlife, is that what we're going for here?
I was hoping for a bit along the lines of making fun of you guys being into right-wing politics, but this is a well-thought-out thing.
Well,
we
yeah,
can
I'm
just
getting
keep
there.
going. Yeah,
Rich?
you're getting there.
I'm getting there.
This is a longer bit. Okay.
I would
Yes,
call it
deity
an
and afterlife.
experience. Yeah, not a bit.
Deity and
An
afterlife
experience.
are probably separate then, so continue.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, if there is a God, and I do hope there is, because I think we could have a really good conversation right? I think we'd have a lot to talk about. He, and I do use he on purpose, he and I think would have some very interesting things to talk about. I think he could learn a lot from me personally. Right.
There it is.
What do you hope to teach God?
Physics, life skills, maybe some sharpshooting, how to write like really good jams, music stuff, how to be
Nothing
funny.
sexual?
Well, gentleman never kisses and tells.
Yeah, I figured.
Heard it here first. Brian's trying to kiss God.
There it is.
Well, who isn't? Who isn't? Rich, what's going on with you today? No, so we should say that this is not the first time we have talked or seen in person or worked together, because
Yes.
you are now a big part of this show. You are our video editor, and the reason our videos look good. You do,
And also why social media posts happen.
Thank
yes,
you.
Indeed. So Rich we've been working together for a few months now, and it's been amazing. So I saw you were the first person to fill out the form, and I wanted to bring you in right away because not only are you great, I thought it'd be a great way to start the show with kind of a little inside look at what we do.
Well, thanks. Yeah. So when did we start working together? It was like last September.
Something
think.
like that, yeah.
Something like
Fuck.
that, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I know it's been a few months, i.e., almost a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I love it. You guys are so easy to work with, and I'm just happy that people are liking the Instagram posts. At least, can we get people to go on TikTok and like stuff? Because as of right now, they all dropped off like a stone. Something happened.
I don't know. They went from like a few hundred likes to like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, they went from a few hundred to 3, and I know that I'm one of those 3, so that's not good.
It feels like a shadow ban.
I
to some extent.
started going through, I deleted a couple where you guys explicitly said the word fuck, and then I think there was one about the American
That's all
Sniper
of them.
baby, and I thought the word sniper might have been
Sniper might
a flag,
be
so I got rid of those, but it still didn't do much. So anyway,
Yeah, I feel like this might be, Layden, and I know you have thoughts on this, the Democrats and their TikTok ban.
Good God.
What do you... No, what were you saying about Biden before?
Why are we doing this? Why is this always the fucking
Well,
bit,
for that
Brian?
reaction is why I'm doing it.
I know. I'm doing it. This is like when a kid gets bullied, and then it's like, well, you're just giving them a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm not physically there to retaliate and punch you in the face like
No,
I'm
Audrey
imagining
is.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It really was overnight. I've never been able to figure out, what the algorithm wants, or indeed, I don't want to, actually.
I don't understand TikTok as a platform, and I went and I checked some other podcasts that I listened to see how their Instagram and YouTubes are stacking up with TikTok, and it was so random that I couldn't draw a pattern from it. And so I noticed that some of the shows I listened to just completely abandoned trying to use TikTok in the first place. So
Yeah,
if you're listening to this, go
mine.
go like us on TikTok, please.
Well, and the whole reason we were doing TikTok was not just because it's fun, but also to increase, like, as they say, discoverability. Reach.
Yeah.
So if everything we fucking post gets 3 views, there's no point in doing it.
Anyway,
What was the last thing you watched?
Maxine.
Oh,
Really? How was it?
I liked it a lot. We saw it twice. I think, Leighton, we might have talked about this. Did you watch X, but you didn't watch Pearl?
Yeah.
Did you watch Pearl in the meantime?
No.
Okay.
I post to X, and I've programmed in Pearl.
Right, got it. Okay, so Maxine, spelt with 3 X's, is the third.
Good response, Rich.
There we go.
Rich on the totally dismissing Brian train.
Keep
You
flying
found the
past
cheat
it.
code.
Yeah, the cheat code is just
Just keep going.
bull your way through the China shop. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Maxine was good. It's all 3 of these movies are Ty West A24 horror movies. For anybody who doesn't know, because I've asked a lot of my friends, like, "Hey, you gonna go see Maxine?" And then they were go like, "What the hell is that?" So apparently, it hasn't broken containment yet. But yeah, it's good. Pearl's good. That's the second movie in this series, and I think it stands alone best. I think that movie has its like contained plot and themes in a way that makes it easier to digest. But if you see Maxine, you really should have seen X and Pearl because of what that movie's about. Like it makes the
Gotcha.
experience richer, I think.
Mhm.
It was good. We
Richer?
liked it. It was very wet. It was very it's set in
Wait.
1985.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah, they got like dark sets with neon lights, and it looks like they sprayed everyone down with a spray bottle before they started rolling,
Okay.
It's one of those movies.
Cool.
A lot of cocaine.
It's the 80s.
But yeah, it was the 80s. I was talking with my therapist about that because he said that he did a lot of cocaine in the 80s, and he knew that he needed to stop because in New Year's Eve 1989, he said that his girlfriend at the time did like a 1980s trivia party, and so he forgot that the Challenger exploded and couldn't remember what year the Berlin Wall fell, and that's when he stopped doing cocaine.
Uh-huh.
I have a weird therapist. All therapists are weird. That's not a
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's not anything to say.
I love the admission of a past. I think that can be helpful. I don't know. It seems a little TMI for me, but also, well, what was your reaction to that?
I mean, it fit what we were talking about, so
I mean, my therapist is so scrupulous about like, are you comfortable if I disclose something about I must jump through several hoops if he wants to tell me something about his past, other than like he really likes the movie Heat.
Yeah, my
Right.
therapist is very good about sticking to the subject that I'm talking about, and then trying to help me work through things and trying to help me like emotionally balance myself out. But then every now and then, one of his illustrations is just a little nugget that blows me out of the water. That was one of them. That it didn't derail the conversation, so I guess it's fine. I could see how if he brought that up to anybody else, that might be a problem.
Yeah, it seems like a risk. Is what I was gonna
Yes,
say.
it was a calculated risk.
When I pretend to be a therapist, I'm usually very clear about my boundaries on these, which is that I have none. Like if I'm giving you therapy, it's more about me than you.
Yeah, your boundaries are that you won't respect anyone else's boundaries, so that you can just get right in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's exposure therapy.
Right. Yeah.
Brian, remember when I was trying to get you to like role play being a therapist in an improv way, and you just absolutely refused to work with me on that? I think about that often.
I do, but I couldn't tell you anything about what happened with that.
Yeah, neither could I, because you didn't allow anything to happen. I felt like I was really committing to it, and you refused to commit.
I wonder why though, because normally I would roll with stuff like that. What was it? Were you doing it badly? What was the what was the reason?
I don't remember. It was semi-recent. I just wished
Leighton,
that
how did
you
it
would
make you feel?
Yeah,
see.
very good. Yeah.
Rich did it.
So I have sent out our second link.
Wow.
So we're
rolling
for the best here. That's
Rich,
not to say there's
do
any
you have
rush
do you have
on your
any-
end, Rich. Yeah, but
Oh, I mean, I was going to say, do you have any parting words for the folks at home, or anything that you desperately feel you need to say with this platform?
Oh God.
No pressure.
Here's what I was thinking. I thought it'd be funny if you had a timer set for the amount of time you interacted with people, and then there's like a hard cutoff that you don't tell them, so you can just like end it right in the middle of a sentence. I think that'd be good.
Or
do like
Brian
that.
keeps restarting the countdown at random.
Right. Yeah.
Well-
in between callers, you got to put the countdown in.
I'm so tempted to do it
Oh, we
right
shouldn't
now.
have said that.
Yeah, it's taking a cue from Sharpling, the way to do it is to make sure you, like you said, Rich, interrupt them and just go right to do it. Like what he'll do is someone will be like, "Oh, I was afraid you were going to start the countdown," and he'll go, "Sorry, what?" And the person will repeat it, and as they repeat it, he gets them.
That's a good bit. Yeah. See, those are my
Yeah.
parting words. You should just knock me out right here. Start the countdown. You're not doing it. I'm surprised. I thought I was teeing it
know.
up for you to do this, but that's, you know what? It's fine.
Sorry, I
Once
wasn't
again,
listening.
Brian refusing
Yeah,
to
that-
engage.
Classic
I was
Brian.
well, it's tempting. It's which do I do the devil on one shoulder or the other devil on the other shoulder? I don't know. Which one do I listen to?
Whichever one has the bigger dick, I guess. I don't actually know.
I was going to say fatter ass, so
Well,
I'm glad
yeah.
that we
Yeah.
went with that.
Fatter ass or bigger dick?
Well, I was very tempted to just take you off because we do have another caller. I see.
That's what I was hoping you would do. It's okay though.
This is working. No, I don't. Here, as we talk about on the show a lot, I perpetually ride this line of wanting to bother and annoy people, but not so much that it's actually uncool or upsetting.
That's fair.
So I would not want to. I wouldn't want your call-in experience, Rich, to be anything but stellar. 5 out of 5, A+.
Well, see, but I'm on the payroll though. You can mess with me, and then it's kind of like a business.
You got to admit that's good.
Yeah, it was really good. Incredible timing. Thanks, Rich.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Rich. Okay. So we did it. We're going to go back. We have our next caller waiting here. We're just going to take one moment to go back to, not that layout, this layout right here. There we go. And Rich is out. We have someone waiting backstage here.
Right.
I think this is shockingly, it appears to be working.
Wow.
Right. I thought that was a great conversation. Any now, Layton, you said you wanted to rate all the callers, so I would give Rich an A+.
Yeah, A+.
Great.
I know it might seem a little harsh, but A+.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, moving on to our next caller. We have Christina. Wait, this is I have always, by the way, always wanted to host a call-in show. And this is so exciting to me. I feel like one of your heroes, Rush Limbaugh, doing this. It's really, really, really fun. So we are bringing on here. We're going to move to this, and we are bringing on Christina. Christina, there you are.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Oh my God, it's so nice to see you guys and talk to you guys. This is fun.
It's great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Your eyeliner looks amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You just can't let it smell your fear. That's the only thing I can say.
What kind do you use?
So I actually used to use the Stila waterproof liner until it literally exploded on me in my hand.
Whoa.
So I'm like, you know what? It was great for a while. So then I went to the Knicks, the NYX,
the basketball team.
Yeah, that. They have an Epic ink liner, I think. It's only like $4. I think it's really good. So I've been using that, and it has not exploded.
That's great. Styla is my number one that I always do, and I've never had one explode. Jeez.
Yeah. It's a good one if it doesn't explode.
All right. That's good to know. I'll keep it in mind.
I was going to ask, Christina, approximately where in the world are you calling us from?
I am in Long Island, New York.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, boy.
I know. I'm sorry. I know.
We haven't talked about it on the show for a while, but...
yes, Long Island, I believe.
Now fight.
I was listening to Paul Scheer. Do you know Paul Scheer? Do you know who he is?
Nope.
He is one of the hosts of the How Did This Get Made podcast, and has a new book out. He's a comedian, comic actor.
He has a book out.
Things. He does called Joyful Recollections of Trauma, which is about, his life.
Okay.
Living on Long Island.
And yeah, so he grew up on Long Island, and I was listening. He was on Mark Maron this week, and he was saying that there's something specific. There's no place in the world like Long Island. And my initial reaction was, no, there is. It's New Jersey. But I think, which is why there's such a historic rivalry between the two. But so my question is going to be, Christina, what if you had to pinpoint the differences between Long Island and, let's say, North Jersey, New Jersey, what would you say they are? Because there are differences, right?
Yes. Long Island does not have Wawa, which is the first...
Boom. Yeah. That's a big one. Yep.
Yeah, which I am not thrilled about.
Yeah,
because I love Wawa.
Yep.
Wawa, if you're going pretzels. On a Wawa run, like, what are you getting?
Stuffed pretzels.
Yeah, the pretzels there. That's the move.
Cheese ones, and I think there's like a cream cheese, and there's a jalapeno cheddar one, which is really good.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's an attitude difference between Long Island and New Jersey? I have found personally, and I'll give you my answer first. I'll take your answer off the air. I've always wanted to. Always wanted to say that as the host of a show. I find that when I go to Long Island, which I try to do as little as possible, that people are vastly more aggressive than in New Jersey. But I wonder if that's your take.
100%. I literally want to move out of here so bad. It is, people are mean.
Yes, that's exactly it. Mean.
They're mean and they're very dangerous drivers.
Oh, yes.
Very scary. I used to live in Pennsylvania, which I like a lot more.
Yeah. I have a very vivid memory of driving in or near Stony Brook, Long Island, and I was doing like, I don't know, 40 in a 25, and some guy, which is slow for me, some guy like zooms up behind me, leaning on his horn, straight around. You know, the guy must have been doing 60 or something like that. And this was not on a residential street. It was like a smallish highway or whatever. But I was like, dude, I'm already way over the speed limit, and it's not enough for you.
It's never enough.
It's never enough.
Never
That's
enough.
Right. Never enough. Yeah. Okay. This is very actually affirming to hear this, because I have felt that there's a difference between Long Island and New Jersey as well. And I think mean is exactly the way I would put it. People in New Jersey can be gruff, but I don't think we are a cruel people.
No, I don't think so. I think Long Island is brutal. You have to be a certain type of person to live here or withstand living here.
Yes. Now, I have never been out to the Hamptons. Have you ever gone out there?
I've passed through it to get to Montauk, but I have not really stopped.
Is it? Well, here's my question. I mean, it's like rich people, right? And
yeah, definitely too bougie. You know, not my vibe.
Yeah, same.
I would rather go the opposite direction.
Towards New Jersey. Yeah.
Towards New Jersey, exactly. Towards Wawa.
Yeah,
exactly. Safe haven with Wawa. If you could ideally go elsewhere, where would you want to go?
In the world?
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
Or
elsewhere in New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. In New Jersey, I'm not exactly sure, because I don't spend a lot of time in New Jersey, but I really enjoyed the Delaware Water Gap region, like in Pennsylvania, because that's kind of where I grew up. In the world, I would like to go to like Switzerland one day.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm really into mountains. I like the mountains. So Long Island, not the place for me.
Yeah, Long Island, it has hills, lots of hills, not so much in the mountain department. Switzerland's fun. Yeah, I've been a couple times to Geneva.
You've been to Switzerland? Oh, right, with CERN and Angels
that's where all
and
the
Demons
physics
and
is. All the particles live in CERN.
Yes.
So I've been to Geneva, but not really elsewhere in Switzerland. And there, it's less mountainy and more lakey. But
still better than Long Island.
Yes, although admittedly, that's a low bar.
Fair.
Now,
very fair.
Leighton, should I ask the question that we debated talking about before that would maybe be a bit of a surprise? Rachel's suggestion. Should I do that?
Oh, yeah, why not go for it?
Okay. Now, you can opt out of this, but I will immediately hang up on you if you do.
Understood.
Rachel, my wife, suggested, I was saying, what should we put out a topic for this show? And she said, what if you asked people to do impressions of you? Now, I'm going to broaden this because I think it's a little on the spot to ask people to do an impression. I'm going to broaden this by saying, rather than just do like an impression of how we sound, you can do impressions of things we say. Like, what is a recurring phrase or expression or something like this that we say?
I don't know why
I'm
gesturing with this. I forgot that this is the question.
Yeah.
That we were going to do. I thought you were going to go with your daughter's question. And now I no longer agree to the initial Rachel question, because I think, especially with poor Christina here going directly on the spot, no prep.
Okay. This is why I asked, but I didn't count on you being quite so unprepared. So we're gonna...
Oh, fuck you. Ask your daughter's question, which is what I thought that question was going to be.
My daughter's question was, what's your favorite kind of dog and why?
I would rather answer that question than do the impression. Great. I'm terrible at impressions.
That's fine. Most people are. And me too. Yeah.
So my favorite type of dog, I don't know what it's called, but it's the ones that look like big mops.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Is that a, hold on, is it a Commodore?
I have no idea, but they look like big giant mops, basically, is
I
the
get
only
this?
thing that I can describe
Wow,
it
Brian,
as.
I think you're right. Commodore 64. Incredible.
Yeah.
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 I love them. I think they're super cool.
I do
Excellent choice. Do you
I
know any
watched-
in real
yeah.
life?
Yeah.
I have seen one ever in my life when I was like a child, and I was like, it changed my brain chemistry. I'm like, that's a dog. I want to have that kind of dog one day, and maybe one
Yeah.
day.
They're awesome. I do know one. I know Commodore Meowch. From
I wish
Torque.
I could hang up on you, Brian. I wish I
can't- well,
had the
You can
power
log
to.
off anytime you want.
Okay.
Okay, great. So we can move on to other people so as to not keep people waiting. Christina, any parting thoughts or anything you'd like to talk about before we part ways?
I don't think so. I just want to say this has been great. Been a long time listener, first time calling. So
Thank you, Christina. Thank you for
thank
being
you.
here.
have a
And
great day.
also, well, before we go,
Yes.
actually, what I should have said first is you are one of the people who waited a long ass time to talk to us last time.
That's right,
many
yes.
hours, and thank you for your patience on that. I'm sorry that was
Of course.
a long thing with
No.
little payoff, but I'm glad we could get to you early in the show.
This has been
today.
great.
Awesome.
Hooray!
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank
Bye-bye,
you,
Christina. Have a great weekend.
Bye. You too.
Bye.
Wow.
All right.
What a treat.
That was awesome. Okay,
Brian,
this is
considering
working.
cracking an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
You can. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. You're an adult. I think
I
you
am
should
an
do it. If you're feeling that
because
feeling.
it's hot, and the idea of the cold one in my fridge right now is very appealing.
What is the drink that you would be drinking?
They're really nasty canned Mai Tais. Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe just jumped off my lap
Oh
and
my
like
God.
gouged. All right, I'll do it. I'll be right back.
Okay, great.
Email the next person.
So here's what we're gonna do. I think this is working great. I'm gonna look at the chat real quick since I've wanted to focus on the. Oh wow, the chat is right up. So this chat, by the way, Leighton is like fucking go for it with the alcohol.
Yeah, no, Rich said way ahead of you, Leighton. Because when you cut him off, I was asking what he was drinking. Here's this nasty little
Wait,
tiki,
what did I
tiki
do? I
rum
don't think
Mai
I
Tai.
did. Whatever you're talking about, I'm pretty sure I didn't do that.
I purchased, it was 4th of July, and I was like, oh, I'll get some booze because that's like, what you're supposed to do, and I'll hang out outside. Instead, I got mildly tipsy and played a very long game of Civ.
Mm-hmm. And how was it? And this was the Daisy game.
No, it wasn't. I've been
Okay.
playing Civ like the past, because like with fireworks, my sleep schedule has been completely fucked. So playing up late, playing Civ. I did a couple of America games on the 4th of July. Teddy, Rough Rider, the one.
Ruckspin.
Yeah, the Rough Rider variant, where you get appeal or culture from breathtaking tiles, then you just like spam national parks and preserves for those tile yields.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was my 4th of July, and then I think I ate an entire box of frozen mozzarella sticks.
We went. Oh, I have a 4th of July gaming story. Okay. So we went to a friend's house, the family of Leela's best friend, and we went to their house and just had a chill day. And some other people were there, and we played a game called Decrypto, which is vaguely Codenames-esque. Okay, in that all you need to know about this game is that you are trying to give hints that your teammates can decode while the other team can't. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Okay. And it can be a word or a phrase or whatever. And we were doing really well. And then a teammate of mine, who I will not name. Now, the 4 words we were trying to clue, or the relevant for this, the 3 words that we were trying to clue for this particular round were magic, laser, and dinosaur. And she gave the hints. She was like, we're deep into the game. We're actually winning at this point. Deep into the game. She gave the hints. Now You See Me, Jurassic Park, and Star Wars. And I almost lost my mind because the other team, now they have a bunch of evidence at this point for what these things are. They immediately knew all the words. Drove me insane.
I don't think I completely follow how this game is played, but I think this is what you get when your teammate's a literal child.
Yeah. Well, this was an adult. Anyway, we're moving on to our next caller here. All right. Yeah. I forgot to say that this person was an adult. Okay, we are moving on to Dustin. Bringing in Dustin. Here we are. Hey, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
How are you? Great to see you.
Hey, I'm good. I have a really boring background, so I apologize in contrast, but...
Well, with a
I love the
personality
void.
like yours, Justin, you don't need a... I think I just said Justin, by the way. I meant
yeah,
Dustin.
I'm actually going to hang up on you now.
Yeah, I know you should. Actually, that's the power move. I was going to say, Dustin, when you have a personality like yours, you don't need an exciting background. We bringing it all to the table.
Look at that.
I'm a fucking charmer. I really am. Thank you for waiting so long last time to talk to us and for being here today.
No, it was definitely an experimental process, but I thought it was really fun, honestly. And then the sign off we did at the end, it was beautiful.
One of my favorite moments in the history of the show. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it really
same.
got me.
Yeah.
What's going on with you this weekend, Dustin?
Oh my gosh, I was busting my butt working on a car yesterday, and just gonna spend some time. My wife and I are gonna go out to dinner. Strangely enough, we're gonna celebrate her parents' 40th anniversary.
Okay, cool.
That'll be kind of interesting, but yeah,
Nice.
we're going out to dinner, and I've been looking forward to tuning into this to see what everyone's going to be talking about, and I appreciate the opportunity to call in.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
now-
You said you're working on a car.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk
Yeah,
about.
you're like, all right, what can I work with here?
Well, no, because I think about this a lot.
Yeah.
This is a skill set I definitely do not have. So when you say working on a car, do you mean like under the hood type shit or what?
I mean, I do that sometimes. I was changing out the wheels on a car. It's like seasonal kind of a thing.
Okay.
And so I had to jack up the car, take the wheels off, clean them, swap them out. I mean, it's just, it kind of backbreaking, honestly.
Right.
So nothing to be excited about.
I am fascinated, and I have so much respect for people that can actually do stuff with cars. The extent of, I remember one time I was like, maybe I should learn to change the oil. That seems like a thing that's not that hard. Oh boy, I gave up real quick on that part. As soon as I was
it's a
like,
lot
wait,
harder
you need a
when it's
pan to catch the old oil? Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
What do you think a mouth is for, Brian?
Yeah. Oh, yummy
That's
oil.
That's God's pan.
It's God's toilet, actually.
I guess that's true for you.
What can I say? And Dustin, where approximately are you calling in from?
I'm in Kansas. I'm actually kind of like in that Johnson County, Lenexa, Shawnee area, for anyone who's familiar. Not too far away from Lawrence.
I was going to say,
Right.
Yeah.
I actually...
Were you at that show?
I was. And so we actually had a brief passing interaction before the show. Wife and I were walking down Mass Street, Massachusetts
Yes, of course.
Street.
I remember this now, yeah.
Yeah, and we had just left a place called Burger Stand, also called the Casbah.
Uh-huh.
And we were walking down, and I remember my wife was like, "Is that Brian?" And I look up, and I'm like, "Brian Wex." And you said something really polite about like you're hoping that we have a great time that night at the Twerp and Trey Magnifique show, and it was awesome, honestly.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I was just going to say real quick that concert, and I think you've mentioned this too on some of your podcast episodes, but your performance live is very good. Like,
thank you. Thank you so much.
I think it's even better than your recording, which makes sense. But
Thanks.
yeah. So my wife and I are really excited for his next album.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned I was just last night working on, we're going to do a Christmas EP or like holiday EP for Trey. And I have recording dates set up for end of August in Toronto. So I'm going to go up there and hang out with Meouch. But that's all. I really appreciate that. It's, you know, kind of because it's a new project and kind of still finding it a little bit. I've been very curious if it's working or not. So hearing this kind of, that it did is very validating and makes me excited to do it some more. So that it really does mean a lot to hear that.
How many stocking stuffer chimney jokes are you planning for song titles on this Christmas EP? I think there's a lot of potential there.
Well, it's mostly so unlike the first Trey album, it's a holiday album, so it's mostly covers of existing songs, and there's one original. And it's instrumental, right? So there's not, I don't know. I'll probably work something in. The line with Trey, right, is it can't be too jokey because that kind of kills the bit. If it's like they're not comedy songs, this is why I've described it as targeted to appeal to absolutely nobody, because it's not funny enough to be comedy, but not quite jazzy enough to be jazz. So
just pick the songs that already sound like they have an innuendo, like White Christmas or something like that.
Yes,
very true.
Yeah.
I was listening recently, and I think I've talked about this on the show, to Matt Rogers' Christmas album, which is really funny and great. What's it called? Oh, Have You Heard of Christmas? That's what it is, which is a great title. But yes, I enjoy. Yes, please.
Rich brings up a good point, saying looking forward to the Santa Baby cover, which leads into something that's always very funny to me. I love that the guy version of Santa Baby is Santa Buddy, and it's like, Santa, please buy me a big truck. Dustin, go off.
Yeah, the Michael Bublé one. It's like Santa Buddy, and I'm like,
it's like, get me a car. I forget the lyrics, but it's the most bro, like, this song is totally straight and not seductive. I'm very straight for Santa, and I want him to get me guy stuff.
Come on, man. Just we
have to normalize men calling each other baby, right? Which is, by the way, something I legitimately do with my friends all the time. It is a part of my vernacular. Hey, baby, what's up? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this?
I've never heard you say that.
Well, because I wouldn't say it to you.
Well, no, I know, but I've been around you and our other guy friends.
Well, I'll tell you, it is somewhat contextual. I'll say it to Danny. I'll say it to Brent.
Okay.
I'll say it to Jim Roach, like a lot of people in that kind of scene. But
I see it.
What is Jory a baby? I mean, he's a sweet little summer baby, that's for sure. But I don't think I would. You know what? Yeah. I'm flipping that switch. Jory's in the baby pile now.
Okay, great.
Do you have
he'll
is
get
this
a
going to be
fax.
like a tier list now? You're going to have who's baby?
Yes, my friend. Well, I have to. Well, every day I go to my friends list, my friends tier list, and I resort based on vibe. How nice have you been to me recently? How frequently do we talk? Have you done anything that I'm going to be secretly mad at you for the next 5 years? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
then I
reorder.
Threatening your position, your power.
Oh, that's true. Well, when you have the kind of alpha vibes that I have, it's very hard to do that, of course.
I think there's for me, friends, it's like the gamer tier. Everyone's gamer to me.
Everyone's gamer, yes.
Yeah.
Are we human or are we gamer?
I think a lot about with gamer, baby, whatever, these kind of forms of address. There are certainly some that I feel like I can't really pull off, right? It's not my personality to say them.
Like?
I think I'm not a gamer person.
You're not.
I feel like if I said, hey, gamer, what's up? It would feel like right there. That didn't feel good. Nobody liked that.
Maybe it's the tone that you said it in. No, try a different one.
Well, yeah, it's like a wheedle. For me, it's always like a gamer. That's the tone. It's that little lilt, like you're talking to a dog.
Yes.
Is how I generally address everybody.
Really pull off that tone, I think. What's just
try
whittle gamer babies. There you go.
Whittle gamer babies.
All right, love
it. Do you have like a special term like that or something you use a lot?
No, I'd have to reflect on that one a little bit because I do try to be a little more cognizant of like using dude, man, guy all the time. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What a gamer is a good one because honestly, I think deep down we're all gamers, but some people don't really embrace that.
Anyone can be a gamer, and it only gets funnier the more inappropriate it is for a group of people. See a group of old women, gamers.
Yes, that's true. One time, and I'm not proud of this. This was a long time ago. I did try to pull off dog, and it really didn't work, and I immediately regretted it. So, and I remember it. That's how bad. That's how poorly.
How long was this? Like 20 years ago?
Yes, this was probably 2002 or something.
Oh my god.
Well, also I was living in San Diego. My friend group was using it like regularly. It was not like a weird thing to hear. And I remember I made a conscious decision. I'm going to try this one out today. And then I tried it with someone in that friend group, and I was like, oh boy, not for me.
I gotta go, dog. See ya.
Right.
I think one that I do with female friends is like gorgeous or beautiful when I am greeting them, which is truly not me trying to raise anybody up. It's just a very reflexive, like, hey, gorgeous, how you doing? And I think I have accidentally done that with male friends with handsome sometimes. Then I'm like, I gotta go. I need to leave.
It's a different vibe.
It's a different vibe.
See, I think with you, now tell me if this is wrong. Like, I feel like I don't even have one for you.
No. I'm just like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Right.
Yeah. And then, it's usually a very stilted initial bit to the call. It's just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Great.
Yeah.
All right. Should we just do this thing? And that's exactly how the beginning of every one of these goes.
Purely transactional. Yeah.
That's Dustin, friendship, baby. Show business friendship.
What's the last thing that you watched?
Oh my gosh. All right. I am still going through the first season of Critical Role, actually. So I'm watching series. We're at like the 93rd episode. They're in hell right now, which is pretty fun. But yeah, I look back and I'm like, these episodes are so old. Like, we're still in, I think, 2017, maybe 2018 at best.
Wow.
So
it's amazing.
Yeah, but it's really fun. My wife and I and some of her friends, we play D&D, try to do it once a week, and it's been just a nice way to sort of see how other people do stuff, and it gives you, no pun intended, inspiration. So yeah.
Big shout out to your wife. Great. I like your wife based on what you've said thus far.
Yeah. No, she's awesome. Actually, one of the things, and maybe I'll get ahead of myself we're not going to do like our little segments, but something I'll say is something we're excited about is we're actually expecting first child this November.
Amazing.
So, oh my God. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. It took a long time to feel like we're ready for that, but we're excited.
That's
and
great.
Honestly, all the things, like when you two are talking about Audrey and all the fun stuff and all the years, I'm like, I look forward to that. You know,
it's the best. It is so fun. I love being a dad, and I definitely did not feel ready for it at the time. And I was 40 when Audrey was born, or close to it. But it's so great. Every day I just think, like, it's not easy, but every day I think how happy I am that we have a kid and that we have the kid we have. Like, it's just, I think it's going to be great.
Thank you.
Dustin, to you, your wife, and your gamer baby, hope everything goes great.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was great talking to you. Thank you for being here, and I hope we get to do it again soon.
Yeah, I'll have good fun.
All right.
Y'all,
bye, Dustin.
there we go. Y'all. I use y'all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yay!
I like it.
All right. Bye, Dustin.
Take care.
Bye.
Peace.
Aw.
Okay, great.
Amazing.
Fun. So far, every caller has been an A+. It's amazing. How are we? How do we have all A+?
I don't know. It's almost like people who listen to the show are cool.
I know. All right. Look, this is nobody is more surprised than I that this is actually working with the links, and I don't feel like it's stilting the show too much because now I have it into a little rhythm here.
It is so warm in here. And also, so before we got on this call, everybody, Brian was like, I don't think I've ever seen you in a tank top before. And then it made me really, really self-conscious about it. So here I am.
I must have seen you in a tank top though, right? It just jumped out.
Yeah, I was wearing one when Tim
like...
Heidecker. Yeah, I'm wearing like a double extra large shirt. It's just hot.
Exactly.
And I found my sick Museum of Death tank, which is especially cool because that place doesn't exist anymore.
Right. Was that in New York? Where was it?
It was here. It was in Hollywood.
Oh, I'm thinking the museum. There's a New York Museum of Sex, which sounds so off-putting that I would never go.
You of all people wouldn't go to the Museum of Sex?
Well, I've lived it.
All right.
I did not mean to make you feel self-conscious. I just normally you're wearing like a big full shirt.
No, yeah, I know. I was wearing a tank top
like,
on the day that Tim Heidecker was there. That's it. That's maybe the only time.
Yeah. Was that on purpose because Tim Heidecker was coming?
What? No. Put the next person on.
Oh, that's a yes. Okay. We are moving on to our next caller. We have Julia here. And bam, there you are.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
it's good to see you again, Brian.
Yeah, you too. So we met in, am I remembering correctly, Syracuse? Is that right?
Yes, in Syracuse. It was dripping in sweat, and it was 11 p.m., and I wanted to go home.
So for context here, now we may have talked about this very briefly that night. That was the worst venue we played at on the tour by a fucking long shot. And I felt so bad for everybody in attendance. Not that I didn't think the show was good, but that it was so hot and the sound was so bad. Was that your experience, that the venue sucked?
The venue was extremely hot. The sound, I don't think I noticed too much. I was right up front the whole time, though. I do think I now have been to the 2 sweatiest twerp shows ever, because one of the other ones I went to was Mr. Small's Theater in Pittsburgh. And oh my God, that was, I have never dripped in sweat the way I have there.
Yeah. Well, when I'm out as Trey, because I'm not wearing a shirt, right? If I am pouring sweat out of everything in my body, it's a bad scene, because I should be the coolest on stage. I mean, Twerp's wearing masks, a bunch of them. Like, they're wearing full fucking body spandex, and some of them wearing masks.
I don't know how they're doing that, and also Sung is cartwheeling across the stage. I had, crazy. A dress on, like a dress, and I was very nice, and there was a fan, I think, next to us for a little while. Yeah. And I could barely stand up. I don't know how that man is doing what he does on stage. That is insane.
I always think, imagine how much better they'd be playing if they weren't wearing that bullshit. Like, they're amazing as they are. But if they weren't, like, losing 20% of their body weight in sweat every night, like, yeah.
They'd be unstoppable. That's why. Truly. That's why they do it.
Yes, indeed. But no, thank you for coming to that show. The venue, I had some like longtime family friends who were there too, people I haven't seen in years, but basically people I grew up with who now live in the area, and they came, and I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. It was so, because they haven't seen, like, I think they came to an NSP show back, a few years ago in Jersey, but since relocated to New York, and I was just like, guys, it's not always like this, right? I'm so sorry. Also, well, the other thing yeah, please.
I had brought my dad to that show, and he had seen Twerp before, also in Pittsburgh with Mr. Smalls, or at Mr. Smalls, and I had brought my sister there too, who had never really listened to Twerp. She was just like, "This sounds fun. Of course I'll go." And so I think she listened to a good 80% of their discography the night before, and was like, "I'm so excited for this." Honestly, the Twerp set was great, but when I think about that show, I really only think about the Trey Magnifique set. It was so fun.
There we go.
My partner and I still will put on your album, Satin Velvet, just like on a Sunday morning, chilling out.
Oh,
it's
awesome.
so good. I play it at work all the time. I work in a coffee shop, and it's so great when we're like, all right, like Sunday morning jazz, let's go. And I'm like, how about I ruin this for you?
I love the idea. I've never contextualized that as like a Sunday morning album, but I think that is exactly what it is, really.
I think it's part of too, my parents we grew up, chilling out on a Sunday morning, and they would put on, some jazz thing or James Taylor, which me and my sister hated, or the coffee shop on Sirius XM. But It's so good. And I love having it on vinyl, and it's great. I love it so much.
I had a moment a couple of months ago where it made me feel very old, And in context, less so. But at the moment, I was listening to some, like internet radio thing where I wasn't picking the tracks, and something came on. And I was like, "Oh my god, this fucking grooves! What is this?" And it was a James Taylor song, and I was like, "Oh no, am I officially middle aged now?" But
accidentally liking James Taylor.
But
are we James Taylor haters now?
Listen to your smiling face, because it is a great song. I mean, like a great song. You've heard this song, by the way.
I respect your opinion, but I will not be listening to it. Thank you very much.
It's like pure yacht amazingness.
Am I only just now realizing that? Okay, so like this is from the album JT, and the cover. Why does James Taylor look exactly like Ted Bundy?
Oh, I don't know what Ted Bundy looks like. We don't really talk anymore. Hold on. Let me look at the JT album cover.
All right. While Brian's looking that up, Leighton, I do want you to know that you are not alone in your alcoholic beverage. I am currently enjoying a bottle of soju because that is my current weakness. Hell yeah. Cheers, bro.
What kind of soju is it?
Not wrong, Leighton.
It is apple mango soju. One of the local liquor stores near me just started stocking them, and it has become a problem.
Wow. Okay. Oh, with the little glass too. You were so.
I have been told that is the proper way to drink soju, very aggressively by a waitress at a sushi restaurant, and I love her so much for it.
Wow. Okay, so I can see that you've got cool eyebrows happening, but the quality is not high enough that I can tell what the.
So I have some peaches painted onto my face.
God, that's so cool.
That is so great.
Thank you. I was so excited, and the lemons are just a little bit of yellow inside because that's what I was wearing to work all day anyways.
Do you have a lemon tattoo?
I do, actually. So I got this. This was just part of a flash, and I saw it and got extremely excited because I was already listening to this podcast. This was one of the first things that I got on this arm that is now covered in tattoos.
Oh, wow. That looks amazing.
But my plan has always been, after getting this one, is I would like one in watercolor on this arm. Because this one has a sword through it, I would love one like cut in half with sort of like a little sprout coming out of the pit of it. I thought would be really cute.
That's great
awesome.
idea.
It's like having a sword on like the forearm just really. I run into so many people who have the same one, and I'm always like, we match.
Hell yeah! I get a lot of
people with that exact same sword, or just a sword.
Not the same sword. I mean, this is also a dagger, but like this is a pretty popular position for.
Excuse me.
For a knife or sword or some such sharp thing. I don't know. It just works.
That or like the back of the calves or the back of the thighs. Usually, I'll probably get matching ones on the backs of the calves at some point too. Mm-hmm. I end up getting a lot of accidental matching tattoos because I get a lot of flash from a local tattoo studio. So I have like,
oh, nice.
Somebody comes into the coffee shop that I work at, and I'm like, hey, I have the same tattoo. And like, not only that, but we know we go to the same artist, and it's just a fun connection.
That's so cool.
That's great.
I don't think I've ever met somebody who has one from like the same artist. I have run into my Tatty Compton, who did this Texas Chainsaw one. I ran into her in public, and I didn't want to like confidently. I was like, hey, I think you gave me this tattoo, even though I was certain it was her. She was like, oh yeah, cool, awesome, looks great.
Like, hell yeah. My dream is to get one from Allison out in LA one day.
Please.
I want one so bad. Yes, I would love it. They all are so cool.
Yeah,
when you said
really
the lemon with the thing sprouting out of it, I was like immediately thinking of Allison because she's so good at that stuff. Mm-hmm.
Either that, or I will probably have my partner do it, who is currently working on a lovely drawing of Trey Magnifique. Actually, if you'd like to see it, they're also a tattoo artist. Yes. Do you want to come show it? You gonna panic? Get your iPad over here. All right, cool.
What? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so great. I love
Amazing.
It. Awesome.
Yeah, please tell them I love it.
Yes, it is a work in progress right now. As soon as it is finished, I'm sure we'll be posting it online. I will share it in the Discord, definitely.
Yes, please.
The bravery of allowing the iPad to be shown, because if somebody asked me like, is this thing that you're halfway done with, can I show it on the stream? I would have
I have checked several times. I'm like, are you sure you're comfortable? I don't have to. I won't put you on the spot.
Yes.
They're going to get used to it, though, because they are, in fact, a tattoo artist who is going to be getting their license soon.
Oh, nice. That's great.
So
That's
they were a tattoo artist several years ago in England, where they used to live. They currently immigrated over here, which is amazing. But 6 years ago, I think they did this one. It is incredible.
Look at that.
The watercolor has held up so well after all these years. It's amazing. So I can't wait to get that on the entire rest of this arm.
That looks like very involved coloring, like really a lot of shading.
Shockingly,
and stuff,
this was one of the more simpler ones, actually, which was amazing.
So are you going to do full watercolor on that arm versus the like classic?
That's what I'm planning on, because I always was like, traditional tattoos, just not my thing. Don't love it. I got this lemon and it was all over with. Got like another one and another one and another one. I think a big reason is probably just because I've seen more trad or traditional style tattoos done by women, which I feel so much more comfortable with. Not that, men are worse or anything. Men are worse, but
I'm proud of it.
I wish you weren't. It speaks to me so much more, and I've started calling it girl trad, where it feels softer, more feminine, or just more colorful. Like, I enjoy it a lot more, and it speaks to me in a way that I never thought traditional tattoos would.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that.
I want to address the men are worse thing. Audrey went to a camp.
Anyways, so what's popping for me?
Anyway, what I was going to say is Audrey went to a camp this week, and the boys in her group were misbehaving and got several things taken away from the group. So according to Audrey, was like, the boys got our beanbags taken away, and which. Okay. And she's like, boys. And she was like, Daddy, why do boys act like that? And I said, well, I don't know, but I don't act like that. And she went, yeah, you do. Which, brutal.
Brian, you got the beanbags taken away.
I got the beanbags taken away.
What the hell were they doing that got beanbags confiscated?
Well, I mean, I wish I knew. But yeah. Like, it's just misbehaved. They got something else taken away too. But yeah, Audrey, I think in a refrain common to certainly elementary school girls everywhere were like, can these guys just fucking keep it together for 2 seconds?
Julia, it's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Again.
To you and your partner. And thank you for waiting so long last time and being here for this one.
Yes,
we'll see you in the Discord.
Thank you so much. This has been lovely.
All right.
Have
thanks,
a great
Julia.
weekend.
Good to see you. Bye.
Bye, gamers.
All right.
Love it.
That was fantastic. Julia's wonderful. She's been a part of this community for a while now. And it's always great to see her face. Okay. So we actually, I think, are getting near the end of the people who filled out this form who were waiting last time.
Yeah, I know. It's only taken us an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, I can't even. My desk lamp is exactly covering up the time. There we go. Oh, look at this. We're doing great. All right. Anything? I feel like both of our heads are getting lower as the call wears on.
Whatever. I can straighten my posture.
No, you're great. You're great. Don't change a thing. See, I'm empowering you.
All right, I'm done here now.
Great. All right. We are moving on to our next caller. We are bringing on Marissa. Hello, Marissa.
Hi. Oh my gosh, this is
Marissa.
so exciting. I so sweaty and gross. I apologize.
You're fine.
You look great. You're awesome.
It's so humid here.
Where are you, Ish?
I am north of Boston. Half an hour if there's no traffic. It's like an hour and a half plus.
Is that what is it? Is it Route 1 that goes up north of Boston there?
Yeah.
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 I know it well because I used to go up there to, for example, the Kowloon.
Oh, yeah. Yep. It's surprisingly still open. They almost closed, I feel like, numerous times.
It's so
I don't know.
For context here, the Kowloon is one of those Polynesian vibe Chinese restaurants that feel like a post World War II.
They do karaoke sometimes.
They do comedy. We used to get comedy gigs there occasionally. There's also a thing in Boston specifically of Chinese restaurants hosting comedy. Like,
that sounds so great.
There's a famous one in Harvard Square, the Hong Kong, that always has was a Comedy Connection or something like that. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Chinese restaurants and comedy in Boston specifically that I've never seen anywhere else.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that one though, but
you know what? I've been to that restaurant, but I've never been to the comedy there. I was gonna say, Marissa, thank you for being one of the people who waited so long last time to talk to us.
Yeah, I had to dip out. I had D&D that night.
It happened.
That's a much better use of your time.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like checking the time. I was like, oh no, it's getting so close. Oh no, I have to dip out. Oh well, maybe next time. Actually, I think I tweeted or something, and Jarek was like, there'll be another one. Hang on. I was like, okay.
And here it is, only a year or whatever later. When did we do that one? It was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
It does seem like it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Marissa, what's going on with you? What's on your mind today, this weekend?
I have improv class tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing improv class, yeah. I actually did it in college. I was in a group in college called Grandma's Third Leg was the name of the troupe.
Great. Yeah.
And it's been a while and I've been missing it. So I signed up for a class. So that's been fun on Monday nights.
Are you at one of the Boston places or somewhere closer to you?
No, somewhere in my town. It's a music theater that does classes and stuff from time to time. Yeah. But I'm not much of a musical person. So Fair. I can't really sing or dance. I've been thinking of taking singing classes, but I'm like, I don't know. But I miss doing theater and stuff, but they only cast really musicals and stuff around here. Not a lot of straight plays unless you're really into Shakespeare. And I'm like,
I mean, I was a part of the improv community in Boston specifically for quite a while, and it was such a formative thing for me. When I think of that part of the world, that's where I met Rachel at an improv theater in Boston. You know, I think the world of that community of people doing improv and comedy, you know, in like the northeastern Mass kind of world.
Yeah.
It also
there's a lot of it, surprisingly.
Yeah. Shockingly, yeah. And I guess it's because, you know, it's just a scene.
Nova, do you want to come in?
Oh, is there a pet?
It's like my dog came into the room. If
an animal,
my socks.
Get that animal on screen.
I'm trying to. It's kind of big.
We will hang up.
I will lose my fucking mind unless I see a dog.
I'll see if I can pick her up. She's kind of big. Come here, she's being camera shy.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, that is a large animal.
That is much bigger than I thought. I thought it was
wow.
Look at that.
Wow. Big, beautiful. Wow.
That's
what
fine.
is this animal's name?
It's Nova. If I don't know how to unblur this.
It's fine. It's beautiful to see Nova is like a cryptid.
There we are.
Okay, I see the Game of Thrones thing. I spent this whole time thinking that you had like a shark poster.
I actually reading the
blurred,
books
it looks
for the
like
first
a shark.
time. I've seen the show, but I haven't read the books yet. So I've just started reading the books.
How are you enjoying the first one?
It's pretty good. Yeah. Actually, my sister was saying, because she's been reading them too, that it might be easier reading the books after seeing the show. Because fantasy novels and stuff have so many people and so many connections and stuff that kind of knowing ahead of time who everybody is kind of helpful.
Yeah.
It's a little sad knowing where it's going, but
sure.
Yeah,
I also see, not, you know, you blurred your background, so I don't want to interrogate you about your room too much. But that Jonas Brothers poster is awesome.
Thank you. I have had it since I was a teenager. I used to have, because I know you read Breaking Dawn recently, I used to have, in middle school, I was a huge twihard. I used to have all the movie posters in here, but sadly, that phase is past and they had to.
Where did you buy the movie posters? Hot Topic? Walmart?
It was probably, like Newbury Comics or... I don't know,
so somewhere
Five
legit.
Below, which isn't even Five Below anymore because everything's $7 now and not $5.
Because when I think about like 2010s, 2000s posters, it was always like the big caddy at Walmart and also Hot Topic, which is both of those places are where I got all of my Pirates of the Caribbean posters that my room was covered in. Brian, do you have the 17 Again poster in your studio right now?
Oh, you know what? I do.
Show it off.
I have the DVD at home somewhere.
One second.
Amazing. I can keep up this conversation. So this is a thing. I'm not sure if we've ever posted a picture of it, but we have half committed to this idea. Brian has a 17 Again poster signed by Zac Efron that we've been getting everyone who records in person to sign. And we've somehow never posted it. And also we're really bad at getting people to actually sign it, but it has some signatures. Show it off, Brian.
I mean, wait, does it have Zac Efron's?
Oh, yeah.
So, that's pretty dope.
Okay. I don't think you can hear me very well. I'm going to move the mic out of the way so that you can see it.
You're audible.
Yeah. Nice. Was
Can
that
you unfurl the
Hot
bottom?
Topic or?
Oh, yeah. This was...
No, where did you get it?
Rachel's work was giving this away or something?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
4/17/09, baby.
Wow.
Classic.
Yeah, because you have that, and then Rachel also gave me that signed picture of Avril Lavigne that she also got.
Yeah, but the reasons for that were complicated.
Sure, yeah.
Ha ha ha.
That one is hanging proudly in my kitchen right now, and I love it. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream or form of ice cream?
Oh, I'm a big cookie dough fan.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Last night, and this is a great story, I ate some ice cream. And it was from, there's an amazing ice cream shop here in LA, local chain called Handles, which is truly the best ice cream in town, if not maybe that I've ever had. And they have a brand of ice cream, which is, I believe it's vanilla with different cookies in it, called Blue Monster. And it's very clear they wanted to call it Cookie Monster, decided they couldn't risk the copyright strike, and just called it Blue Monster instead. And I love
it. I've heard of Blue Monster, though.
Deep blue. I mean,
yeah, it
maybe
seems
other
like a pretty
places.
common
maybe it's
thing.
the Cookie Monster flavor that, like, it's blue ice cream with cookies in it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This ice cream looks so good. I've somehow never heard of Handles.
Oh my God, Leighton, it is the best. Their pistachio is like my favorite thing.
Wait, is it the place that we almost went to with Jarek and then we ended up going to Baskin Robbins because it was funnier?
Yes.
When we were at the test kitchen? Yeah.
That's correct.
I regret that now. This looks so good.
It's incredible.
So hot at this moment.
I know. I'm like, ugh. I had a fan on and then my lighting was really bad. So I was like, I guess I have to sacrifice the fan to bring the light over to show how sweaty I am.
No, like I stood up and like, I love this chair, but it's like a
Are you stuck
leathery.
to it?
Yeah, I stood up and it was like, wow, good thing nobody can see
I know,
the
you
other
can
angle
like
of this.
hear yourself coming
it's
up.
like,
You're
yeah,
just in
I'm
a
stuck.
puddle.
It's like my back and everything. Yeah, it's it's not good. Terrible season. I want to like summer, but it makes it really hard.
Nope.
I know. The only reason I like it is I hate the snow, but I have to deal with it every year. So
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes.
So,
Well,
even the idea of snow right now is like, oh man.
Yeah. Well, in general here. Marissa, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
So
it was
great to
lovely
talk
talking to you both.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the 15th anniversary show too.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Got my tickets. I'm pumped.
Deep in the middle of planning it right now. There's going to be some really fun
I'm
stuff
sure.
happening. We've got like all of our good friends coming in for it.
Wow.
Exciting.
All right. Take
Cool.
care, Marissa.
All right,
Enjoy
thanks, Marissa.
your Game of
Bye.
Thrones. Bye-bye. And your
Bye.
improv.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Bye. All right. Great. Well, that is, except for one person emailed that didn't get in. That is the entirety of the people who were waiting to talk to us from last time. So, and we'll do another one of these again in the future. All right. Shall we bring on our next caller who's waiting in the background here?
Yes, we shall.
All right. We're bringing on Beamer. Hello, Beamer.
Hello.
How's it
How are
going?
ya?
I'm good.
It's great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's delightful to talk to you in person. I feel like we've had lots of conversations, but of course you haven't talked to me. I've only heard from you. You haven't heard from me.
Have we ever met in person at a show or anything like that? No,
we have not.
I mean, we got a comment on the obvious. Your incredible color scheme that's going on here. You have a gorgeous. I mean, would you goatee? Is that what would you call it that?
Yeah.
A gorgeous yellow goatee to match your yellow, green. What's the color happening here?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Great. Okay. Great. Yeah. And I appreciate you being here. Where approximately are you calling from today?
Denver, Colorado.
Okay. Lovely. Great.
Nice.
Very,
All right.
very nice.
You're next to a bunch of very cool bookshelves. Talk to me about your bookshelf situation here. What's on it? What are we looking at?
Okay, so we've got kids' books, fantasy novels, role-playing games.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Do you have kids' books because you have kids, or because you just have kids' books?
I have kids' books because they're really good kids' books.
Great. Perfect. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had to recommend some kids' books to the crowd listening or watching today, what would be your number one go-tos?
Jonathan Belair's does gothic horror for kids.
The best. I was obsessed with those books when I was a kid. Obsessed.
Yeah.
So creepy and fun. Yeah. I love what was it? That Clock in Its Walls, right?
Yeah.
Eyes of the Killer Robot, I think was one, right?
Yeah, that's one of them. The Letter of the Witch and the Ring.
Oh yes, of course.
I can't quite read them from here. My eyes are old.
Did you guys see the House with the Clock in Its Walls movie?
I did actually. I did, and there's a semi story, and again, this is going to be an incredible one. I went to Silver Spring to perform with NSP and Twerp. Got there, I was the first person there, and had an evening to myself, and went to see it because it was John Belair's and had Jack Black in it. And I promptly got to the theater, 5 minutes in, fell asleep, woke up at the credits, missed the entire film. Because I was so tired from getting ready for this tour and whatever else.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my exciting House with the Clock in Its Walls.
Thrilling
story. Also, and I for years, I may have actually done this, was thinking about tweeting a house with a cock and its balls from NSP, but I don't know if I actually pulled the trigger on that or not.
You should. What was your last tweet on the NSP account in this vein of...
It has been a very long... I basically stopped using Twitter for jokes, just because the vibe over there was increasingly bad. And I don't know what the last NSP joke tweet I did was, but it's been a while. It might even be as many, like 6 months or something like that. I had to wean myself off of it, though. But, yeah.
So it goes.
Yeah, I love those John Belair's books. I remember taking those out of the library as a kid and just being obsessed.
Yep.
With them. Have you read any of the? These are newer books, but they are kids' books. Ben Hatke's Hilo series.
I have not.
Oh, sorry, not Ben Hatke. Judd Winnick. Ben Hatke is another graphic novelist.
Neither.
You gotta read these Judd Winnick Hilo books. It's a series of graphic novels for kids. And they are so fucking great. Like, some of my favorite things I've read, period, over the last few years. And we read them with Audrey and the whole fam. Like, there's one book a year that comes out, and we just devour it. It's the best. So, yeah.
Noted.
I highly recommend it. What else is on your mind today, Beamer? Anything in particular?
Well, I had a thought. I actually came up with a question.
Please. Okay.
Which is, I was wondering what you guys think about things that are so bad that they're good.
As in, we can take this a few different ways. Like, do we have any examples of this, or just in general?
Well, I have an example, but I'm curious.
Please.
Like, do you guys enjoy that? Do you have any particulars that you enjoy, or things like, things of that nature?
What I would say is, I have found as I get older, my propensity for watching quote unquote bad movies has decreased a lot. And there's some that I still really enjoy, but not the same way I did when I was like, I don't know, in, my late teens and 20s. Like, I feel like, and also for me, I know how hard it is to make stuff. now, and part of me, when something doesn't work out, for whatever reason, I actively try to find the things about it I like. And I'm talking about complicated, like movies, not books. Someone just wrote a book, okay? And there's a lot of stuff that goes into a book, but it's more like one person effort. It's like the more complicated things, like an album or a movie or a TV show or whatever. Always try to see it from the side of what went into making this. And, you know, if it's stuff like, I'll use a movie for an example, Prometheus, which is not a good movie. It's just impossible to suss out what the process of that was, because there were 50,000 people involved in doing it. And whenever someone's like, you know, oh, fucking Ridley Scott sucks, it's like, well, you don't know what was his decision versus someone else's. So I have found that the so bad it's good thing is a tier that's increasingly hard for me to populate as I get older and try to make more things, not all of which work.
I think also for me, it's like a sliding scale of sincerity in terms of like, I don't like something that's trying to capitalize on the so bad it's good. Like Sharknado feels like a prime example of this, where that feels like a very cynical attempt to do so bad that it's good, where it's like, so you know that this is going to be bad and you're intentionally making it stupid. So to get like a certain crowd, like that annoys me. But I almost feel like if something is really, really sincere and not hitting the mark, it's hard like not to enjoy it to a degree.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm definitely not. Beamer, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Clearly something inspired this.
And there's no right answer to this, by the way. If you disagree with us, that's completely fine.
Yeah. Well, so I think the classic example is, you know, the ones that become cult classics, like The Room.
The Room.
Right.
Which I haven't seen, but
it's fun.
There's this movie called The Apple, which is a rock musical from the 80s set in the far future world of, I think, 1995, by people who never saw the end of the disco era coming. And it's like you're speaking my language here. I mean, this sounds amazing.
This looks so up Brian's alley. It's crazy.
I suspect that Brian would enjoy it immensely and Leighton would hate it. So if you want to do a compare and contrast, it's fascinatingly, you watch it and it's bad, but it's also like, I can't stop watching this. And like the movie is really, the music is really catchy and things. And then there comes to a certain point where you're just like, what am I watching? What is happening?
Oh my God. Miriam Margolis is in this.
Yes.
This guy has a glitter beard and glitter eyebrow. This actually looks fucking sick. Maybe it's like, recently I watched this movie that Jory and I just saw randomly on streaming that was Phantom of the Mall, Revenge of Eric, which is an insane title for a movie that is not part of a franchise. And watching it, it's like, this is terrible. This is legitimately terrible, but it's one of the best movies. It's not even so bad that it's good. It's just, if you accept the movie on the terms of like, this is low budget, they just wanted to make a movie in this mall, then it's like, it's great. Like I just truly think you have to meet things on their level, and the Apple looks dope actually.
Well, cool.
Oh, and there's a how did this get made on it? Question mark. Amazing.
Well, and the guy who scored this, first of all, unfortunate name, George S. Clinton, which but it seems like a very accomplished composer and writer, and has done a bunch of things. Some of which you have heard of. Red Shoe Diaries, I've heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of some of the Cheech and Chong movies. Austin Powers, he did the score for Austin Powers.
Oh,
wow.
That's a really, okay, I know I said this on the show, but I rewatched the first Austin Powers recently. Great, holds up, love it,
So
amazing.
funny.
And that score is awesome. It's very iconic.
Yeah, but he did not write the Quincy Jones thing, right? The Soul Bossa Nova.
Sure.
That's Quincy Jones. But yes, it's a great score.
The Wikipedia page for the Apple is very long. It seems like there's a lot of drama here. Okay.
I think there was, yeah.
This is
Beamer, big ups to you, because this is a whole. How did you find this movie?
We had some friends who recommended it to us. I was visiting some friends, and they're like, "You have to watch the first 5 minutes of this movie." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this whole thing."
Okay.
This is okay. I'm so glad you mentioned this because this is incredible.
Cool.
Wow. This is long. I didn't even scroll all the way down.
I
Jesus
know,
Christ.
right?
Wow.
Well, excellent.
Cool.
Sorry, I can't just spend the entire time reading this Wikipedia article.
I know.
to
I'm
myself.
mildly
But
transfixed.
Beamer, thank you for being here. Thank you for cluing us into the Apple because we will be watching this 100%.
Yes.
Excellent. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
For
think we
suitable
will.
definitions of the word enjoy.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, bud.
Take
Have a good
care.
night.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Okay, well, I was just to say, I think we're going to take a few more calls here and then call it a day. We're not going to be able to get to everybody this time, but at least this time, as opposed to last time, you could actually watch us do this, which I'm glad this worked out. Thank you. We're not going to say goodbye yet. But just thank you all for joining us today. And everybody's been waiting backstage. I think this emailing the link thing has worked pretty well. But we're always looking for other ways to do this better. And I recognize the emailing the link thing is a little onerous, but it is working.
I'm sorry I just ate the chewiest thing possible that I thought I was going to have countdown time to munch on, but here we are. I'd like to complain for a moment. Okay. I saw this.
Do you want the countdown before you complain? You're so fucking all about this countdown. Yeah, I can start it right now if you really want it.
I bought this okay, if you saw this in a checkout line from a distance at a gas station, would you assume that it's all pink Starburst, like all strawberry?
Show me the label a little more.
No. You see this from a distance and you grab it. All pink, right?
I don't recognize the existence of Starbursts that are all one flavor. So is that a thing that has happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yes, all pink.
It's not. It's like a bunch of different red flavors, including watermelon and fruit punch, which is the one that I just ate. For some reason, the fruit punch one tastes like perfume. I don't know what it is. It just tastes the way that generic perfume smells. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to taste perfume.
Yeah, actually, speaking of that, I have a bunch of samples of Acqua di Gio, and I just dropped it, which is a classic men's cologne. It's nice. It's fresh. Anyway, it's great. Hot weather. I'm spraying it on because I'm sweaty and it smells good. So, all right.
Cool. Great.
We have somebody waiting.
We do. We are going to bring on our next caller who's been very patient, waiting while we took a break. Come on in, Ian.
Hi there.
There we
doing?
are.
Hi,
hey, how's
Ian.
it going?
Wow, I love the Psychic Circle shirt.
Oh, thank you. That's one of my favorites.
What's your favorite flavor of Starburst?
My favorite flavor of Starburst, I'm kind of partial to lemon.
Thank you. Lemon gets so maligned by people. I know everybody loves the pink. I love the pink, but the lemon, come on, it's good.
It's all about the citrus. For any kind of candy with a fruit flavoring, I'm only citrus. That's the only thing I care about.
What's the worst candy both of you have ever eaten?
Ooh, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this because I'm from San Diego, but I don't really like very many Mexican candies, like the ones with chili all over.
I agree
not because
with
I'm not a fan of that, but I like chili, but I just don't want it to be super sweet.
Yes, I have exactly this reaction to the sweet/spicy combination. Never really works for me personally. Yep. I'm going to say the absolute worst candy, though, which is a thing so bad that it's barely even a candy, is wax lips. Have you ever had wax lips?
Yeah.
No, because I wouldn't eat wax.
Right. Now, but they are a thing. Look them up if you're not aware of them. I remember as a kid, that was the, who the fuck is giving these out for Halloween type thing.
Yeah.
And some houses did, and it was complete bullshit.
Nickel Nips fall into the same category, which also a horrible name, has nothing to do.
It was my nickname in high school.
Mm-hmm. And why was that your nickname?
I can't get into that.
Okay, great.
I wish I could, but we have a content filter.
But I mean, Nickel Nips were very exciting as a child because it's, it's you get to chew on the wax, and the thing was always to make fake teeth with the wax and score it with your nail, and then you have weird teeth.
Mhm.
Like, I forget the name of the actor, but in Alex Garland's movie Men, where the guy who plays every guy in the movie, it has the weird fake teeth, that it's like that.
Oh, yes.
The
And-
only
Yes,
thing that I
indeed.
think of comparable to those wax lips is, have you ever had those little wax bottles of like mini soda?
Oh,
That's
the
Nick-
worst.
That's
Yeah,
nickel
yes.
nips.
That is?
Those are the same thing?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that they had a name.
I know, it's dumb.
I thought-
Again, as I said,
what was
like,
I
why would?
thinking of?
Yeah, what
Okay,
are you thinking
well-
of?
I don't know.
Those are kind of fun, but like, I don't know. They're odd.
Yeah.
Beamer says those little candy dots on the strip of paper are also pretty awful. Same category, where it's like,
That's
I think as
true.
a kid too, it's very exciting. Or like a pixie stick, where
Oh,
it's
pixie
less
sticks.
it's less about the
Fucking
candy
hate that.
itself, and it's more about the experience, or
Coughing
like
on a pixie stick is awful.
fun dip or something, where it's like you have to do something to get to the sweetness.
Yes.
It's not really a candy. It's just sort of like a mouth game.
I have a very clear memory of eating candy cigarettes as a child.
Those are good
you
though, because you like chomp, 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 chomp in the same way that you might eat like a pretzel stick.
Mhm.
Something kind of satisfying about them.
Yeah, I just remember it being aspirational. I had two parents that smoked. You know, it's like, I've got my own pack of cigarettes. Yay. And you're like 6 or whatever.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
And what's going on?
yeah.
How's your weekend going?
It's been pretty good. I've been enjoying the long weekend. Had some fun on Thursday, watched some fireworks,
Mhm.
and then relaxed on Friday. Relaxed a little bit yesterday. Relaxed a little bit today. I've been building
Nice.
more Warhammer today because that's still an obsession, and it's actually gotten worse.
Are you painting figurines?
I was
would
just
you
about
like
to
to
ask this.
see?
yes.
Okay, so I actually have one of the ones that I showed off last year. But
Amazing.
it's painted now. So this guy I showed off while he was all gray.
That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you so much. That's extremely flattering coming from
Yeah,
you.
look at that.
I have another guy. These guys are called Killicans, and they're one of my
Wow.
favorites.
How long does it take you to paint one of those?
So long. So long.
What kind of paints do you use? What brushes do you use? Because when I was 3D printing a lot of stuff, I had such a hard time doing little intricate tiny things like that, and I'm very much in awe of people who are able to have the patience to
Oh
make it
my
happen.
God, same. Yeah.
I am going to be completely honest with you, the smallest and cheapest that I can find.
Love it.
The paint that I use, though, is like a miniature specific war paint. It's called Army Painter Speed Paint. I really like that. I use it because I don't want to pay $7 a bottle for the name brand stuff, even though it's still $4 a bottle and it's like this much. But I like that because the speed paint is like a thinner acrylic, so I compare it to like using watercolors versus acrylic, and I really enjoy using that.
What kind of palette situation do you have? Because when I was painting model stuff a lot, the thing that really changed the game for me is that Allison, along with being a very talented tattoo artist, also paints Warhammer minis and is so good at it.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
Yes. And she introduced me to wet palettes, which it's like a little piece of foam that you soak and then you put like wax paper on top of it and it keeps everything wet. And that like changed the game for me.
Yeah, those are really cool. I use a regular old hard plastic one. One thing that I have seen people do, which I think is really cool, is they will take their spray primer and coat their hard dollar little palette, and they'll coat it in the same color that they're going to paint on top of their models, so that they can see what exactly their different colored paints look like, which is really fun.
Smart.
Yeah. And I do a technique that has been used in painting in general forever. It's called dry brushing. Let me show you an example.
Yes, please.
So this guy I primed in yellow, which you can't quite see right now because he's covered in paint. But he's got two different layers on him. So there's like a sort of a not quite brown, but kind of mustardy brown, and then
An
on top
ochre?
of that, yeah, sure, I like it.
Yep, I'd call
I'm
it that.
always afraid to pronounce that word. But and then on top of that, some white, and then the white makes it really poppy. And I made the unfortunate choice of choosing yellow as one of my primary colors, and yellow is notoriously difficult to paint on miniatures. So that's always a challenge. But when you do what I do, which is dry brushing, you get the added benefit of the white undercoat so that you can really make that yellow pop. And I like priming in yellow, so I don't have to paint yellow on top of black, which is not fun.
That is smart. Yeah. Amazing. Wow. I love when we have people on and we get to do show and tell stuff. That's always very exciting.
I had it already over
definitely.
here.
While we were talking, I looked up the pronunciation of ochre, which is the correct way of saying it, according to Merriam-Webster. So. But what's really interesting to me is there's an adjectival form, ochreous, which I've never seen before. Ochreous.
That's fun.
And ochreous.
I do like that.
An ochreous shade of paint. Yeah.
Ian, what are your dinner plans? What are you going to eat for food tonight?
I like this. Now are you in San Diego?
Yes,
or
sir.
Thereabouts now? Okay, great. Well, there's lots of great food options in San Diego.
There are. I'm eating at home today. We're making pizza.
Ooh, what kind?
I'm probably gonna do pepperoni, olive, and I think we have mushrooms.
Pepperoni and olive is the god tier combination. You doing black olives?
It has to be black olives.
It has to. Thank you.
Yeah.
Correct. It has to be black olives on pizza. Yes.
Anytime I order a pizza with olives, it's always like, give me as many as you are allowed to give me on this.
Yep, 100%.
Usually
what are your
works.
San Diego go-tos, restaurant-wise?
Oh shit. Okay. Really briefly, I want to ask a question about pizza toppings.
Oh yeah, please.
Thoughts on anchovies? Because I feel like you two would be the people to ask.
I think we are the people to ask. I strongly agree with this.
Yeah.
I love anchovies. I feel like when you order them on a pizza, they always go too crazy with them. So what I like to do with anchovies is bust open a little tin of them and then place them sparingly on the pizza.
I've
Which
never
I don't
really
do that often,
Crazy.
but I do.
It feels so uncommon to see places actually put anchovies on pizza now. So I feel like I haven't even had an opportunity to order them, but if seen, I will. I think for me, it's maybe more like if I'm doing a sauce for a pasta that I'm making, doing the little mashed up anchovy is like what I engage in more than actually putting it on top of stuff.
Yeah.
Just because I want the umami.
Like anything like that, you know, when people often I feel like are like, oh, gross anchovies. It's because you put shitty anchovies on. Now,
or too much. You have to like really work it back.
More than one anchovy on a piece of pizza is too much. Even one is like pushing it. Are you an anchovy fan, Ian?
I am. I feel like it's really hard to order them though. Like I'm not going to order. I don't even think places like Domino's or whatever have them anymore.
They have no demand for them.
No, they don't, and they shouldn't. But like, there's a couple local places that I know that I think do it, and I've just been like, I don't know if I trust your judgment. That's exactly it.
I would never order them on a pizza. It's just because it's the trust issue.
So
anchovy based trust issues.
Yeah, because well, the other thing is they're probably going to charge a typical topping amount for it.
No, they charge extra.
Well, they see, and then you don't want as many, so it's like a catch-22, right? You're paying them so they don't overwhelm you, but you're paying. Not interested.
Okay, I'm curious. So I think this brings up a good question of like the quality of pizza toppings and generally how they're utilized. Because I think there are things that are really good that you typically don't want to go for because you know that they're going to use the shittiest version possible. Yes. Like I swear half of the hate for Hawaiian pizza, A, is just as a bit. B is because 100%. They'll use the tiny quarters that you get in a can, like the kind that you get with a school lunch. And that's not good. If it's a big, fat, fresh chunk of pineapple, it's delicious. And I dare anybody to argue with me on that. And I think when people talk about pineapple on pizza, they're picturing the teensy shitty can version.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. And because, you know what, here's the rub. It's because it's that big, thick chunk that's wet. So it just
Yes.
absolutely destroys the rest of the pizza. But if you get a nice thin, like rings that are like, maybe they grill them beforehand.
Yes.
Because, I mean, pineapple caramelizes so well. And
Yes.
I think like people are crazy that they don't like pineapple on pizza. They don't like
I agree with
shitty
this.
pineapple on pizza, but
It's also the combination of that with like Canadian bacon. Like if I'm going to do pineapple on pizza, I almost just want straight up bacon or prosciutto or some other thing. Like
prosciutto would go so crazy.
or like
you know what drives
fat
me nuts?
ham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Hawaiian
Ooh,
pizza, I
like a
hate it when they put
guanciale.
bacon on it. It's like, why would you put bacon on it? Just give me ham and pineapple and pizza, and that's it.
I don't know. I like the bacon. It's a little. Have you ever had like brown sugar bacon wrapped pineapple?
I don't think I
No,
have.
but I
That
want
sounds very good.
that now.
So good. It's so good. It's the kind of thing where you make it and it's like, well, I made this for a party. I'm going to eat all of them now. What are the other top? Like green pepper is a red flag, or like any place where you know they're just using their salad toppings as the pizza topping.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I
work.
hate on pizza. I hate green pepper. I hate broccoli on pizza. I just feel like it's a weird
putting
flavor
broccoli on
combination.
pizza?
I've seen it happen.
I've had good broccoli on pizza, but it is rare.
I love broccoli, but not on a pizza. Yeah, green pepper, something about it, the flavor combination with the pizza doesn't work for me.
Eggplant's a red flag.
Yep.
I think maybe the number one, my favorite pizza topping that is also rare is meatball. A sliced meatball on
yeah,
pizza
that's
is the
very
greatest
good.
shit in the
Really
world.
good.
100%. Yeah, meatball and olive. In fact, we ate a meatball and olive pizza, I believe, together.
That sounds
Yes, because
delicious.
I think I suggested, like, do they have meatball? I don't know. I just
Yes.
love meatballs. It's one of the greatest foods of all time.
I
That
agree.
is very true.
Meatball sub, meatball on a pizza, straight up meatball.
Straight up.
Any place where you can get like Alfredo pasta, if you could get the mod where you put meatball on it, that's like, I don't want chicken Alfredo. I want meatballs in that shit.
Okay.
There's this place, I don't know if it's still there. It was an Italian restaurant in New York. I think it's called Piccolo Angelo, where one of the things you could get was a meatball, but the meatball was 3 inches in diameter. And you would just order a meatball as an appetizer, and the table would eat it. And it was the greatest thing. It's like meatball covered in marinara. And it's fucking best.
I'm so hungry.
And it's hot, so it's good meatball weather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
Sweaty, drippy meatball.
A meatball sub on the beach is the perfect place to eat. You know?
There is something about like the foods that are acceptable if you have like 2 grains of sand in them. For some reason, white cheddar Cheez-Its on the beach. If you
That's
get
the-
like 1 grain of sand on there and there's like the salt water, it's delicious.
We think about this a lot because Audrey, as part of camps or field trips or whatever, ends up going to the beach. And when you're packing a lunch for your kid, you know, you don't want to give them something that's going to create problems, as many things do, especially when you're a kid and you're not being the most careful. So we had to learn exactly what foods work well for a child to eat at the beach on their own, unsupervised.
What do you go with?
Often it's like the Cheez-Its are a big one for sure. Little sandwiches, like on King's Hawaiian rolls.
Oh,
Those are-
the best.
That's smart.
Yeah. Audrey will do a ham sandwich on a King's Hawaiian roll, and that's great. Anything that's like finger food. What you don't want is anything you need a fucking utensil for, which is going
Yeah.
to be a problem.
A gritty salad.
A gritty salad. Can you imagine
Yeah.
lettuce? Oh, no, thank you. All right. Yes, please, Ian.
Oh, I was just about to say I have a lot of experience with kids' lunches because I work at a summer camp, and it's a day
right.
camp, so they bring their lunch every day.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of it's in a barn, and there's a lot of going up and down stairs because parents pack spaghetti or whatever. And
God, spaghetti.
like, why? First of all, because your child is 5, and you're
Yes.
going.
You
And then
can't
forget
trust
to
a
pack
5-year-old
fork.
with spaghetti.
No. And then you forget to pack a fork, so I have to walk up a flight of stairs in order to get one. And that's always just, in 100-degree weather, that's always really fun.
I was going to tell a story, but it's not an interesting story, and it didn't happen to me, and it was something I heard secondhand from my wife. So,
Late night
Pass.
TM.
yeah. Ian, thank you for joining us here today. It's lovely to talk to you again.
Always
Thank
a
you for
pleasure.
having me.
Yeah,
Always a pleasure
thanks
to
for
see you as
coming
well.
And we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Brian, are we doing one more, two more?
We have one person waiting backstage here. I'll email one other person, and then I think that'll be it for today. We have Noah,
Great.
we have waiting backstage, and I'm just going to email the next person in line here.
Beamer pointing out broccoli on white pizza. Yeah, it's. I
guess,
also
not for me.
Oh, it's Brian. It's so good if you get a good one. I also am so nearly pure. Like if I order from Domino's, which I do semi-frequently, I have to be like barely any marinara. I want like a spritz of marinara because I get acid reflux from tomato stuff.
Yeah.
But honestly, it makes shitty Domino's pizza better. To have way less marinara. And if you ask for like light, they will barely put any on, and it's honestly great.
Yeah, I do like a white pizza. Like a white pizza, sauceless pizza. Sometimes are really good.
Especially if it's like got roasted garlic in the mix, like some smashed up roasted garlic spread all over it
with ricotta.
Oh. Yeah, I went to Trader Joe's yesterday, and I have like a nice little pizza that I'm going to try to break in half and cram into my air fryer.
Their pizza dough is nice. They're like pre-made bagged pizza dough. You just get it and you put shit on it. We do that a lot.
Yeah, I usually keep like crescent roll dough in my fridge at most times because you can use it for so much stuff. But doing that and building a pizza on top of it is like good stuff.
It is. All right, let's move on to our either penultimate or ultimate caller.
Wow.
Noah. We are going to bring in Noah here. Noah, you're up.
Hi.
Hi, Noah.
How's it going?
It's good. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh. I'm very nervous right now. I was just like, oh God, I've never done one of these things before. I downloaded the wrong app. I thought I thought it was Streamlabs, and then I got the email and it said StreamYard, and I'm like, shit.
Oh, well, welcome to Streamlabs also.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We're very happy to have you here. How's your day going so far?
It's very good. I am very hot. It is like 90 degrees plus outside.
And where are you, Ish?
I am hailing from Oregon.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. I actually, the day before I came back from a camping trip with my family, we went to like a tiny little town in Central Oregon, which if you've ever been there, the instant you go past the Cascades, it is like a completely different state. It feels like.
Yeah, a long time ago. It's been 20 plus years, but yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I remember the first time going there several years ago when I was a child. I swear to God, I thought we were in Idaho or something. I was like, this is not Oregon. You can't convince me.
I really I've been to the, I always forget the name of it, but the beach where they shot a lot of the Goonies. That is pretty beautiful.
Oh, yeah, Astoria.
Yes.
Yes.
And also where, or right next to where we shot the Wondering Tonight music video for Ninja Sex Party.
Oh.
Really?
Nice.
Yep. We flew up there. This was literally the last thing I did before everything got shut down for COVID, because it was the beginning of March 2020.
Wow.
So we all flew up there, and we filmed at a little studio in Portland, and then hopped in a van and went out to the beach to film.
That's awesome.
To film over there. Yes. In fact, I remember on that trip being like, I think things are going to be bad in a couple of weeks here. And
I don't know what it is. The vibes.
I remember meeting a friend for lunch, a good friend, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to hug this person today. I feel like that's the line. And then like 2 weeks later, that was it.
Good stuff.
Really fun times. Yeah.
When you go camping, what's your MO? Are you just sitting around in a chair? Are you doing some fun food? What's your deal? Because I'm not a camping person, but I like vicariously living through other people's experiences.
So the camping we did was, the way my mom described it, was glamping, which is glamorous camping.
Yes, I've heard this term.
It wasn't, that was the first time I heard that term. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? But, yeah, it's basically just like a little small camping ground with a bunch of like RVs around. So it wasn't like actual camping, but I did sleep in a tent nearby. Yeah, it's mostly a lot of sitting around, playing games a lot. eating some pretty good food. There's like a lot of the town we were staying in had a lot of like really small, very cute stores. It's like tiny. It's like you drive by in 2 minutes and it's gone.
Yeah.
That one of those kinds of towns. We played a lot of Uno, specifically Uno No Mercy.
Oh,
which
okay.
I don't know.
I was just about, as soon as you said Uno, I was like, I want to talk about No Mercy. We just got it. Please continue.
My fucking God. When we first played it, it was the longest game of Uno I've ever played. It was like over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Someone's got to fill me in on No Mercy.
Okay.
So, what, Noah, why don't you hit us here?
So the way it works is like it's normal Uno, but has a bunch of additional rules, a bunch of other black cards. Like, you have the change color and then the +4. You have ones where it's like +4, but it's reverse.
Mm-hmm.
You have +6. You have +10.
+10.
You have one that this one's a brutal one. It like you put down the change. It's like a change color, but the player you're giving it to has to choose the color, and then they have to draw and lay it down on the table for everyone to see until they get the color.
They call it roulette. Right.
Yeah.
So you get this, you play this card, and then the person whose turn it is will be like, okay, red, and they just have to keep going until they get a red card, and then they
can either pick it up on the second one or the 20th.
Yes, that's right.
It is.
Well, and
So,
they officially say
rough.
in the rules you can stack the plus cards as long as you are matching or increasing rank.
Right.
Right. But this is okay. So here was our issue with this. Is we noticed on our end that they said that someone is out when they have more than 25 cards in their hand. So what we found with our small family playing is that these draw whatever cards would keep stacking so much that someone would get out very fast, could be like +4, +6, +10, you're out.
Yeah, which seems a little absurd, especially if you're stacking and you just give it off to a poor bastard who gets caught in the crossfire and then suddenly they're out of the game. That doesn't...
That's right. So we changed our family rules so that you can do two. You can do 2 draws, one on top of the other, and then that's it. Otherwise, the games were over too fast.
Yeah, this is on top of also having +2s and +4s as well.
That's right.
On top of, and this is the fucky rules as well, is 0s and 7s are changed. So
Right.
7s, you put that down and you can change hands with another player.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see somebody with a smaller deck, you could just give them your deck if you have a lot. And that can either be good in your favor or bad, depending on what cards you have. Well, I don't know what the camera is doing. It is very confused.
Your camera's just auto Ken Burnsing?
I was waiting in backstage. I was just kind of like messing around with the camera because it's like it's supposed to keep you centered, and I'm like this.
Yeah.
And then 0s is just a rotation.
Yeah, you just swap all the hands
This
around.
sounds so stressful to the point of like I barely like regular card games or board games. It's just not fun to me. This just seems miserable.
This was miserable. This was miserable. We were all extremely tired by the time we were done, but like we had to keep going. We couldn't stop. We were just like, somebody has to win this.
Yes. What I like, I was going to say, is that the designers of Uno were like, you know what's missing from this game? Cruelty. And decided to make a version that was just like, it's like, go fuck yourself, Uno. And who plays Uno the most? Children. And what it's a double-edged sword with a kid, because Audrey loves the ability to really, stick it to a parent, but also you can't really flip that around on a kid for fear of tears. So
yes,
it does make gaming, and Audrey honestly is pretty good about trash talking and not taking it personally with games, but every once in a while she's tired or it just hits her the wrong way, and then you get like, wait, Daddy, do you not like me?
Oh,
like,
no.
Honey, I'm playing a game here. And like, I'm sorry things got real, and I'm sorry I'm a better Uno player than you are, but
I literally described it as if Uno was crossed with Monopoly, in the sense that you will destroy friendships and any connections you made will be severed in some way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm so glad you brought this up. I have been wanting to talk about this on the show because we got it like a week ago. We've been playing it.
Oh my God.
A lot. Yeah,
Are you still playing
Balatro,
no Brian?
I haven't been.
I bought it and I have not opened it yet.
I love it. I moved on. I'm playing the Elden Ring DLC, so I kind of moved on from.
I was actually playing that before the stream started.
What, Balatro
Really?
or Elden Ring?
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I am going through the DLC. I am currently stuck at Bale the Dread.
I haven't even gotten that far yet. I just cleared the Dancing Lion.
Oh, yeah.
And am trying, actually, which was not too hard for me. I picked a good Ghost Ashes, the Great Shield Soldiers, and they just distracted it while I destroyed it. But I don't.
Bale
I'm not sure what it is.
He is extremely far, like in like the far southeast corner of the map.
Okay.
And he's extremely out of the way. It's all dragon territory.
Oh shit.
He is brutal. He's one of those bosses where the second you enter, because the arena is huge and he himself is huge, the second you enter, it's a 50% shot
I hate those.
If he just shoots fire at me instantly or just charges at me so I don't have a chance to use my summons.
Yeah, kind of like what's it, Astel in that one Astel fight.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, fucking brutal. Shout out to Black Knife Tish. I see Maro in the chat. Black Knife, absolutely indispensable Ghost Ash right there.
I'm on a newer playthrough and I didn't get him yet. I need to get him so I can make the fights a little fairer on my end.
Yeah. I've been doing a faith build this time through because I didn't really have a chance to use many incantations last time. I always like playing magic users. And it's been fun. There's some really good incantations. But also on this playthrough, and we can talk about Elden Ring all day, I just got the Blasphemous Blade, which is, oh my God, so great. It's like, it
What's
makes things
so
much
great
easier.
about it?
Well, Leighton, it scales with faith. And so when you're doing a faith build, it just destroys people. Also, I think it scales with strength and dexterity too, although I could be wrong. But I
think it's mostly dex, but I think it's dex and some strength in it.
I think when I plussed it all the way up, and I believe I got it, so it's a B on faith now, I think. But it also has a really great secondary strike where it shoots fire out and can take out a bunch of people, kind of an AoE thing. And when you kill someone with it, you restore hit points.
And also, it's also a sword that is covered in worms.
Yeah.
Okay,
also
I'm
in. It's big and red and gross because you get it from destroying Rykard, who is a very cool design character, but in his second phase pulls out the blade from his throat.
Pretty dope.
He's a nasty boy.
Yeah, he's a big old serpent.
Brian, does Audrey watch you play Elden Ring?
Sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Does she like it, or is it too scary?
She likes it. Well, because we have our, I'm like, Audrey, there's a big crazy monster, and she's like, oh my God, and then she comes in, and she's like,
and does she
what?
backseat you like you do with Have?
I'm actually not quite sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about the helpful advice that I gave and continue to give Have Hogan when he's doing things that he shouldn't be doing, like playing poorly? Is that what you call backseating?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
totally.
Sometimes she'll be like, she doesn't really know how to play it, so she doesn't really backseat. This is actually a big distinction between her and me. When I am giving Have Hogan advice, I know what I'm doing, unlike Have Hogan. And I'm trying to tell him things he might not know, like, R1 swings your blade, and then you can inflict damage on on the enemy, right? You can hit them. I don't think he knows to do that. What he was doing was he was just walking up to these enemies and standing there while they destroyed him. And I was like, he must be missing something, right? Maybe he was unaware of this functionality, and it's not a judgment on him, right? Sometimes people just don't know things. There's nothing wrong with that. But I thought maybe he wasn't aware. I don't know. He got to level 159, which is what I think he was, which is adorable, by the way. But I don't think he could get to that point without being aware of how to attack. But somehow he did, obviously, or he would have known to swing the blade and hit those guys. Maybe I had another theory. Maybe he switched controllers recently and he wasn't aware of how to use the new one. Like maybe it was a new DualSense thing. I don't know. It was curious to me, but I wouldn't call that backseat gaming. I would call that helping a friend succeed.
Cool.
Anyway, Noah, it was great talking to you.
Noah, thank you so much for being Noah and other guests. Thank you for being on my side with entertaining Brian's wonderful contributions to the show.
Yes.
Before I go,
please.
I wanted to quickly mention on my way back from the trip, I stopped by the last Blockbuster, and I got some posters, and I wanted to share.
Please.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's fucking sick.
That is awesome.
I saw the skeleton, and I'm like, yeah, I have
I love treating a hanged woman like a yo-yo.
Yes.
He's like picking it up like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Ugh. Like picking
really
up
cool.
a dead rat. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous that you got to go to the last Blockbuster. Oh, show it.
I'd only been once before, but it was closed because it was like during the holidays. I got this Aliens one.
Whoa, sick.
Rad.
And then I got 2 metal posters, one for Evil Dead 2.
Shit.
Cool.
And then one that's like a comic issue of Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's awesome.
I was very happy with these. I easily spent like over $100 there, and I wasn't expecting to spend that much, but I'm like, I have to.
Of all the places, it seems like the right spot to do it.
Where is it?
It's in Bend, right?
Bend.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Which is still past the Cascades and still in like semi-desert territory, but it's very, very cool town.
Yes, I have
Amazing.
friends who go there a lot and rave about it.
Noah, so nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
despite the nervousness, and thank you for tolerating Brian. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
I'm glad we could both just kind of do the same, just kind of like look at phones and
no, it's a bonding
just kind of stay here.
I'm used to it. What can I say?
All right, take care.
Cool.
All right,
bye
thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Well,
okay, well, we got to
successful
about half the
call-in
people
show.
that filled out the form. About half. Not too bad. Not too bad. Huge success. This worked well. Honestly, sending the emails wasn't too bad. And I think it was great.
all right, everybody, thank you for watching. And also, it sounds like some of the folks who have been on chat have mentioned not being in the Discord. If you enjoyed being in the chat here, the Discord is just like that all the time. We had a bunch of people on the call today who are regulars in the Discord. Brian and I hang out in there. It's a great spot and a lot of really cool people. So
yeah, it's a
if you're on the
place
Patreon
with
but not
cool
the
people.
Discord, it's a very welcoming spot, and I just really appreciate everybody who listens to the show for being as cool as they are.
Yes, and I believe the Discord is any tier with the Patreon. Is that right?
It's I think $5 and up.
$5 and up. Okay, great.
I believe.
And it is absolutely worth it because it is a lovely community of really cool people. I check the Discord regularly, and
I check it every day.
Posting, interesting stuff and just being cool and nice. So highly recommend it. I had a great time. I'm so glad we did this. We're going to keep doing it regularly. Next one of these will be sometime in August. I don't know when exactly, but I have some travel coming up for the rest of the month. And then we have the NSP 15-year stream that in a little bit, and then we'll do it sometime mid-August, I think.
Cool. I was trying to lure maybe over so I could hold her up to the camera as a goodbye, but she's become so wary of me trying to get her on my lap when I'm sitting at my desk, so she knows.
Yeah.
And she's staring at me and her tongue is out. Rest assured, it's cute.
Indeed,
everybody,
it is.
please stay sane and safe and cool in the heat. Stay hydrated. Yes. I don't have anything clever to say other than Nintendo, we will not be stopped.
No, that's right. We're coming after your characters because Nintendo,
coming after and for.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I hate to be the one to break this to you, Nintendo, but a lot of your characters fuck. And that's not on us. You just have to admit it to yourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
bye.
Bye-bye.
Late Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/LeightonNight. Follow us on Twitter at LeightonNight, on Instagram at Leighton_night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com.